in a limited liability company, which is our version. It only exists in the United States since 1994, of a German Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung, something like a GmbH. All income and losses pass through to the owners of the entity and taxed only at that level. And the withholding of sums otherwise payable to the investor is not the same in corporations and limited liabilities companies, and it really differs on a case-by-case basis depending upon how the business. And the seriousness of this, well, let's go on. Federal law is FIRPTA. However, several states have enacted state law FIRPTA statutes which provide for withholding. So under California's FIRPTA, for example, the withholding is 3 1/3% of the amount realized. So there could be, if a foreign person is selling a real property interest in California, 13 1/3% withholding tax, which again is recoverable through the tax treaty between the United States and Russia. So that it's not paid twice, it's only paid once. It's just that the United States makes sure that it gets paid when the asset is sold. Something that a foreign person might not be aware of and should be aware of. We heard enough about transfer pricing yesterday. I guess we're still on FIRPTA. Yes. The seriousness of FIRPTA is emphasized by the fact that the government will get it from the transferee if it doesn't get it from the transferor. A little odd. The buyer responsible for the seller's tax? Well, only in this limited case it is. And that is why buyers are fanatically concerned about making sure the seller either represents in writing that it is not a foreign entity, or that if it is a foreign entity, that the tax is withheld at the closing of the transaction. Okay. I do want to focus and spend a little bit of time on foreign investment as it pertains to immigration. We have a program called EB-5, which some people very unprofessionally call the How to Buy a Green Card program. Green card, because at one time it was green, being the nickname for a permanent residency authorization in the United States. And although it's not advertised how to buy a green card, it is in fact a foreign investment program in the United States, which provides, and you have to read the words carefully, conditional grant of permanent residency status to foreign persons who invest $1 million from, and here we get the anti-money laundering part, an approved verifiable source, so the government does investigate where your money's coming from, for this purpose, in a new U.S.-based business managed by the investor, which creates 10 new jobs for either U.S. citizens or lawful residents of the United States and keeps them employed for a minimum of 2 years. The individual who you hire originally does not have to remain employed for 2 years, but that position has to be filled by either a U.S. citizen or by a lawful resident, or it actually works out to 30 months by the time the processing is done, but the statute says 2 years. It's just that by the time the Immigration Service gets around to you, typically 30 months has elapsed, and they better still be employed at 30 months.